Hello there everybody, and welcome to this feature presentation on YouTube. I am King Mac, your hamburger pal. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to enjoy a hot fresh cheeseburger along with some delicious golden french fries, a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Also be sure to grab some hot buttery popcorn while you're at it as you enjoy this episode of TTBurger Game Reviews on YouTube.
Were you scared? Well, I hope so, because it's still Halloween season, and we have some more frightening game reviews, scary stuff to go on this Halloween season. We're back with more TTBurger game reviews here on YouTube. I am your host, Tony. We continue with more TTBurger game reviews of the PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4, and more. And we're back with another episode here, episode 281. Another multiplayer review here, episode 281, part 1 of 5 parts this time. Yep, that's right, 5 parts. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to everyone who has supported this channel for the last 7 years. If you guys' channel will not be as big as today, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you all. Also, give a shout out to everyone who wished me happy birthday on Saturday, October 21st was my birthday. So, thank you all for the birthday wishes, and thank you all for the people who wished me a belated happy birthday as well. And those who haven't, hey, I understand you guys are busy, so it's no worries. Today we're going to be looking at a series made by the company Capcom. You know, people who made Resident Evil, Mega Man, and Down Crisis and all that stuff. We're going to be looking at a game franchise that started off as a game that was going to be Resident Evil 4, but changed something different when Shinji Mikami thought the theme for the game did not feel like Resident Evil. So he made it into his own franchise with a gothic-type character, with a gothic-type setting, with a hack-and-slash gameplay, with a lot of enemies, a cool-ass character that would become memorable to this day. And that is the Devil May Cry franchise, broken into 5 parts here. Part 1, we're going to look at Devil May Cry, the original for the PlayStation 2. Then Part 2, Devil May Cry 2 for the PlayStation 2. Part 3, Devil May Cry 3, Dante for the PlayStation 2. Part 4, Devil May Cry 4 for the PlayStation 5. And finally, at Part 5, we're going to have Devil May Cry 5 for the PlayStation 4. Now, before we even get started here, I should also mention that I'm not going to be looking at the reboot DMC Devil May Cry because that game sucked in my opinion. I'm not going to look at it. But now, before we can start with the review here, we need to go check on our friend Jackalburger all the way from San Francisco, California. Hey Jack, what's up man? Ready for some Devil May Cry action today with this 5-part episode?
Yo Tony, I am ready for some Devil May Cry action with Dante the Demon Hunter, son of Spider. Yeah, I am ready for this action-packed episode.
Sweet bro, how's it going for you before we get into Halloween in 6 days?
Well, we have to get lots of candy for the pumpkin trick-or-treaters. They love a lot of candy. I told Jacqueline invite them over for pumpkin pie or so and have a party here, but too many people would not even know, so we will do what we usually do for Halloween.
Sounds like fun, Jack. Are you ready for some Devil May Cry action? Look at the first game today?
You bet, Tony. Start this review. I am waiting. Let's do it.
Well, let's do it here. Here's the original Devil May Cry for the PlayStation 2 by Capcom and by Shinji Mikami, released on October 16th, 2001, which was 5 days before my 13th birthday. I was in 7th grade at the time. It was also part of the Devil May Cry HD collection as well for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Devil May Cry, starting off the franchise, is a great game, one of the best games released on the PlayStation 2. It was hard to believe that this game was supposed to be Resident Evil 4 with Leon S. Kennedy in it, because if this was Resident Evil 4, it probably would have bombed big time. But since that's not the case, we'll drop that and continue with the review here. What I really enjoy about Devil May Cry is the setting and the amount of enemies it puts on screen with no dip in the frame rate at all, and anything. We have a cool ass character who can get annoying at times, but he's still memorable and badass. In Devil May Cry, we play as Dante, the Demon Slayer, the son of Sparta who owns a store called Devil May Cry. And he is greeted by a woman with a motorcycle and sunglasses and blonde hair named Trish, who has a request for him. She knows of him through his past, of his mother and brother were killed. He is the son of Sparta, and tries to kill him, but tells him she's not his enemy. Trish tells him of Mundus, the king of the underworld on Mallet Island, and Dante accepts this job and goes there with Trish. And along the way, Dante fights some demon monsters, explores the island of Mundus and the castle of Mundus while fighting bosses like a giant spider and cursed statues and more. During the story we learn about Dante's past, who Mundus is. We learn more stuff about Trish as well. The story is good, I like it. There's not really a whole lot of story, mainly because some of the levels have no cutscenes or so. It's mainly just get to the end of the mission with some story in them, beat the final boss, and call it a day. But the story that is there is pretty good, and I enjoy it. Devil May Cry has great graphics for a PlayStation 2, even though they have not aged all that well, but for its time released in 2001, it looked really good. The character models look very good, mainly Dante and Trish. They animate really smoothly with great facial animations. The environments I like because they're gothic type and dark and somewhat freaky with all this shit going on. The bad guys, the monsters look really cool. There's a variety of enemies like skeletons or ventriloquist puppets, and they come alive and break apart when you kill them. These glob-like monsters which are really cool, and skeleton dragons and a giant spider. You mock and you kill stuff and you pale them. It looks really cool and shit. The cutscenes are good looking. I wish there was more though. I do have a complaint about the cutscenes though. No subtitles except for the bosses and stuff. And sometimes in the cutscenes the mixing is not really well balanced. You have a hard time hearing what they're saying. The frame rate is smooth as a bird, whistling away, and the lighting is pretty good. But if you're playing on a flat screen TV, the lighting is dark as a bat. The pre-rendered cutscenes look good, but there's not much of them though. Devil May Cry has decent sound, not the best sound but still decent. The voice setting is passable at best. Some of the lines are laughed or cannot be taken seriously. Now I like Dante's smartest attitude, but sometimes he comes off as unlikable, and the way he acts and the way he talks just comes off as an asshole at times. If a girl was dating him and he acted that way to a girl he was dating, she would slap him in the face until he stopped. Trish sounds good, probably the best voice acting in the game. The boss, while you cannot understand them, well, you can't understand them clearly, at least they speak English and the subtitles can help. The music is a variety of church with organs with gothic type and rock and roll, and I like it, it's really cool. The weapons sound good, I'll admit that, and yes, Dante and grunting and stuff with the swords is pretty funny and stuff and decent. Devil May Cry, I like the gameplay. It's basically one of those hack and slash games where you kill as many enemies as you can while progressing the game at the same time. You do not just fight enemies, because if you did, that would get boring very quickly. You have to platform your way to the end and find items to unlock doors, to place the items in the statues, and more. Dante has his sword and his arsenal weapons such as pistols, shotgun, grenade launcher, and more. He also gets powers for himself such as Alistair, which shoots on electricity, and Ifrit, which is a flame power. He can use his powers with the double trigger, which makes him strong and powerful, and against the boss battles it can really help as well as part of the double trigger he gains during the game, and that can make him stronger and faster and more. Also, you have orbs you collect to upgrade your abilities. Red orbs used to buy items and weapons at the shop, green orbs refill your health, yellow orbs like extra lives when you die, blue orbs are found in fragments, get 4 of them and they'll increase your health and more. Purple orbs increase your double trigger powers and stuff. You can find other items that refill your health and increase your double trigger. The boss fights are intense with fast action, crazy ass bosses make them fun, and when you figure out how to beat them, it's like, yes, I did it! When you beat a mission, you're given a ranking on how well you did, which can give you more red orbs and so to unlock some cool ass stuff. I had fun with Devil May Cry. This was an introduction to a franchise that would become popular today, but now we have some TTBurger negatives. Short game, only about 4 or 5 hours long. Dante can be unlikable at times. Not the best voice acting, not much voice acting. With swarms of enemies, you can easily walk past them and you're not forced to fight a lot of them in time to get to the next area. No subtitles for the main characters. Some of the puzzles can be confusing for the first time players. There are times where you go underwater and switch to a first person camera and the controls are not very good. Using the face buttons to move and such gets disjointed and uncomfortable. The game for the most part is pretty easy until like the end, that's when the difficulty starts cranking up. The game requires a lot of backtracking, and the graphics have not aged all that well. Those are the only complaints I have with it though. Final thoughts, if you really like hack and slash games, and you want like a game with gothic type like setting with a cool ass character and stuff like that, then Devil May Cry should definitely be worth checking out. It's not disappointing at all. It has its problems, but still worth owning your collection of PlayStation 2 games and Capcom games for sure. I give Devil May Cry a 9 out of 10 because of those small complaints I have with it, but it's still a fun game. It should not be overlooked. And if you definitely like games like Resident Evil and stuff made by Capcom, and you want a gothic type setting with hack and slashing in them, this should be definitely worth it for sure. Hey Jack, you there? What'd you think of Dante's first game with Devil May Cry?
Hey Tony, I like this game. Sure, it has problems, but nothing that makes the game bad though. Still enjoyable and fun to play for sure.
You bet, Jack. A fun time for sure with Dante the Demon Slayer with Trish and more.
Booyah to that, Tony. So what is happening in the next part of this 5-part episode?
Well, here is a TTBurger sneak peek to show y'all what is next.
Well, it looks like Dante in a town, and looks like we got some more enemies to fight as well.
Yep, we have a new second playable character called Lucia who makes her only appearance in the franchise in this game as well.
Sounds interesting. I wonder how this will be.
Well, you'll have to find out in the next part of episode 281, part 2 of 5 parts. We look at Devil May Cry 2 for the PlayStation 2.
Sounds like a plan, Tony, but now I must go. I promise, Jacqueline. I will take her out for dinner tonight, and I need to get ready, but until then, next time we'll be back to talk about Devil May Cry 2 for the PlayStation 2. See you then, Tony.
You bet, Jack. See you next time for sure in the next part of this episode. This is all I gotta say, everybody. This is Tony. Peace out. Have everything to see all my review of Devil May Cry 2 for the PlayStation 2. Take care, everybody.